Hello and welcome back to Retfurb. So on today's video we've got the Sony TA-1010 amplifier from the 1970s. I picked this one up recently. It's got some issues. I'm not exactly sure what they are as of yet, but I'll plug it in a minute. We'll do a quick demonstration, see what's going on. The guy that I bought it from, really nice guy, he said that the tone controls are not really doing anything. Some of the volume controls are a bit scratchy, a little bit distorted. So I'm hoping it just needs good service, but obviously I won't know until we get into it. So yeah, let's get straight into it then. So the first thing I'm going to do is just hook it up and just check it over and just see what the issues are. From that you can see the biggest issue was the balance. It wasn't doing anything apart from just crackling a little bit. It wasn't switching from left or right. So there's obviously some issue with the slider on that. There was some dirty controls, but other than that I think it's pretty good, to be fair. I think all it's going to need is a good service. So just get inside, take the wooden case off. I'll go over all the potentiometers and everything first and just clean them up, and that should rectify those. And then we can look at the slider for the balance. So this is a deoxit that I'm going to use to clean the potentiometers, and hopefully that will get rid of all the crackly noise. I'm just going to spray it in the switches as well and just move them up and down, operate them, work in the deoxit, and hopefully that will rectify that. And then on the volume potentiometer, just spraying some deoxit in there. Like I've said on other videos, if you've got any crackly or distorted sound, I would always try to clean the potentiometers, any controls that you can with the deoxit. I'm not saying it's going to rectify every issue, but it's a cheap, easy way of just doing something first. Obviously, you don't want to do it when it's plugged in or anything. You've got to give it a certain amount of time for it to dry out. You look on the instructions on the can, it will show you exactly what you need to do. But yeah, it's pretty easy, you know, spray it into the potentiometers, work them around a bit, that will lubricate and clean them, and then they should be, you know, ready to go, and that crackly noise should have gone if it's related to the actual switches themselves. So now I'm just going to remove the switches, the knobs, and I'm going to get the faceplate off, and then I can get access to the slider for the balance control. This faceplate's pretty easy to take off, to be honest. There's not a hell of a lot holding it on. You can see there's two nuts that go either end behind the knobs. There's two screws on the bottom side of the plate, and then there's, when you take this part off, there's another little small plate around the volume control, and that's two screws again to take that off. So when I purchased this, I was a little bit unsure, obviously, to the issues. The guy said there was issues with it. He said the tone controls weren't working, but they were absolutely fine. I think he might have meant the balance, to be honest. So hopefully I can rectify that now. So I'm just going to loosen that off the plate that's behind the main faceplate, and then push it out towards the other side. It'll allow me a little bit more wiggle room, and then I'm going to disassemble it and take the back part of the slider off, and then I can get inside and clean it all. At this point I'm sort of thinking I know what the issue is looking at it. There's some small little metal tabs inside, and they look like they probably over the years have gone a little bit flattened, if that makes sense. Probably pressure moving it in and out, and it's just making the contact not very good. So I'm just going to give it a quick clean up, and then I'm going to bend those little metal pieces slightly, just making them so they've got a little bit more of a spring, if that makes sense. And then hopefully it will put more pressure on the contact pad which the slider runs across. You can see there I'm just checking the springiness of it and just wiping carefully off the contact surface, not rubbing hard or anything like that, just giving it a real gentle wipe over. And then reassembling the part. So there's just 6 small little tabs, if I remember rightly, on this. Little metal tabs which go over the contact pad on the back of it, hold that bit in place on the actual metal frame of the slider. And these just need pushing back over afterwards. I'm probably using terminology that doesn't make sense to some people. They're probably called proper names, but just, you know, trying to explain exactly what I'm doing sometimes is a little bit difficult. So just giving it a quick hoover off afterwards. You can see there that the slider now seems to be working all okay. I was sort of wiggling it around a little bit to see if there was any movement and it would cause any issues, but it seems to be fine. So now I'm just going to fit it back up, just putting all the panels and everything back on. So again, this is just a reversal of the strip down. I was pretty lucky with this amplifier, to be honest. It could have been a lot worse. It could have taken a lot more. Luckily, it was just a service issue, really. Obviously the balance control took a little bit more sorting out, but again, that was pretty easy, to be honest. There was no real major issues with that. So yeah, nice, quick, easy refurb there, and it's a nice little amp. I've been using it since, and it's absolutely fine. There's no issues at all. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. It's really appreciated. I hope this helps someone, you know, that might have a similar issue with, say, the balance on one of these Sony TA-1010s. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.